Hey guys, I just thought of a good video. I was eating some dinner stuff, and then I was like, wow, I was really thinking through things, and the stuff I came to was pretty wild. Yeah, so I don't know if that's gonna be a good camera angle, but I hope you all are doing good. I hope everything's going well for everybody. So yeah, this is kind of in line with what I've been saying recently. Like, I was just having a good time eating, and I realized, the war we're going through is really evident, and it's evident in the physical. There's a war going on inside your house right now, and it has to do with your spirit, your mind, and your body. you know, uh, but this is more so taking place on the earth as far as what I'm talking about. So, like, dealing with the mind and the body. Obviously, you have good and evil. All right, let's just get that straight away with. There's good, bad, and there's ugly, but there's that's spiritual. So there's the spiritual good and the spiritual bad, and we have to choose the spiritual good, obviously, and the bad and the ugly is kind of what's taking place here now, and that's the war. You can see it inside your house, like I said, and you don't have to have your third eye open to see it. It's like, if you will, people will say, like, yeah, you could see spirits and whatever, you could see demons and stuff, or orbs, shadow people, shapeshifters, but you don't need to be able to see all that to see this war. There's another war going on, and it's the forefront. It's two factions of systems of control, and they're fighting. So yeah, like there's multiple, actually, systems of control. Now, how would it look if we didn't have the government, these systems of control, and all that stuff? If we didn't have all these systems, then we would probably be just free, able to build your own tribe. It would be tribal. You would be able to have your own family. We wouldn't have this set of rules for every little thing that goes on. And now that we do have that, we had that implemented for, let's say, 100 or hundreds of years. Let's just go back 100 years. And from what we can see is that they had a system in place. So we had standardization of objects. Like, people had lamps or street lights. They had that kind of thing. They had microwaves. They had basic appliances, cars. Like, the original ones, yes, they had microwaves probably 100 years ago. They had all this stuff anyways. But if you're caught up on that, you're missing the point. Because this is about what's going on right now. I'm just getting into this to show what is going on right now. So, brief history. So we had standardization. People could still buy, canned foods and whatnot. That's allegedly started around World War II. People got dial telephones. And yet, now, flash forward to like 2010, let's say, they had, you could buy from companies. You could buy a type of phone you want, like a landline or even cell phones, maybe. and you had options to buy from these things, and we're using money. So the money, the currency, it was made by the US government, and I'm going to stick with that for this video. So just the US government made their money. This is for the US purposes, but it can be applied to other places. So that money was made for the US government, not to benefit anything but the government, which, like I said, the government may not even be that useful anyways. So then you still have the freedom, like if you want to build your own company, you can go ahead and build your own company. And then people can use their money for your company items. And this might be a little bit in depth, so bear with me here. It's going to get kind of like into the depths of the waters. So it's okay. Just stick with me. You won't regret it. And then they're like, money is supposed to be our freedom. So companies are able to, you can make a company, up until recently, like you could just make a company and be pretty much fine as long as, what you're selling is allowable and it's still regulated by the government, but not too much. So you can build a company, you can sell items, as long as it's approved by the government, basically, which there were, pretty much new options. There were kind of limited but still limitless options, because yes, certain things the government won't allow. Obviously, if you find a cure for cancer, or you find a car that can run on steam, they're not going to let you do that. That's just how it is. They would stop you if you tried to invent that kind of thing and sell it. But for the most part, if you're able to play within some of their rules, you can even invent something new that still falls within their rules, as long as it doesn't take down any major pillars or like industries that they love to run. So you could build your own car, you could build whatever, and then start selling that. Now, you may have had to join some clubs to build a company at a certain level that's super big, but for the most part, you could still at least build a company that you can survive on, like a store in the town or something. And now that's that faction. Now there's another faction at war with them. This is getting into what they're ushering in, the new. So we have the old money, and now there's the new money, the new control. The old control, more freedom, more autonomy with the people. Now the new one is coming in, and I'd like to say that they're very robotic. They're Borg. They're cyborgs. Like, they probably use AI to, and that they're just making clones. That's what they're doing. So you're gonna have only limited types of jobs according to what their overlord is telling them to do. And I say overlord because it could be a person, a group of people, it could be a computer, an algorithm-based computer that offers generated responses or generated information or whatever, and it says, all right, build this product this way, do this, whatever. Stuff that experimental technology that we don't know about as the citizens of the US. So they're trying to take down the old world, and what they also want to do is make everything into everything. So bring it to one currency for everyone. Why? To me, the answer is it's simplicity. The more, and like I said, bear with me, this is kind of an in-depth video, but if you want to watch it, please do, because I feel like it's going to go pretty deep and pretty well. Hopefully it's still recording and everything. because sometimes that doesn't always pan out. But if you have one currency, then you have one, it all comes back to one. So, and it's a false one, because there's a real one, there's real ones. And then this is all going back to one currency. They want that. They want one country, one culture, one race. So you're going to see a destruction of, well, this is what they want, and they are fighting to implement. So destruction of cultural differences and boundaries. So you see a lot of mass immigration taking place. You got to question, why is that? It's like you're bringing pretty much oppositional cultures together. Why is that? And people are not happy about it. I don't think many people are happy about this. So they're doing that. They want one, regulatory body, basically, like a system, one system. So these people want one system. You're not going to be able to build your own company. You're going to have cookie cutter. This is the other thing. Clones. They're only going to make clones. It's going to be a clone world if they win. That it means you're having clone products. Like, you only have, you're boxed in. The society is boxed in. There's only X amount of jobs. There's no reason to invent anything new. There's no way to invent new things unless you do it outside of the box, which you can't mix the two. If you're outside of their domain, you have nothing to offer them, because their system is a self-serving system completely. It's like taking how money was made for the US government, and it always goes back to them, and it's taking everything, even you, and making you for them. Like everything. So every bed you buy, every house you buy, every building, it's all going to be built the same. There's going to be no creativity other than a robotic, cold, unthinking, unfeeling sort of cookie cutter stuff. They don't give a shit about us. Like, neither the old way of doing things or the new way really cares about us. Yeah, that's just how it is. But we still had more loose, some more freedom in the old way. Now it's like you're gonna have nothing. It's gonna be really sad, because there's only gonna be so many jobs. And I'm not saying it's gonna go this way. This is only if they win. But these two overseeing sides are clashing right here. That's why I said it's in your house. You have a TV, a phone. These are the type of things that that both sides are aiming to have control over. Because once they can control all of that, they can control you. And they want to control every resource, everything. They already control most, like some of these corporations own a lot of the water or whatever. And they are fighting each other right here, right now. This is a huge thing, guys, because, if you know, then you know. Like, there's no way I'm going to convince you of this, and nor do I necessarily want to, nor do I necessarily mean to. But if it's a byproduct of me saying this and you're convinced, then, continue to think for yourself and continue to do your own research. But this is the war. Now, pick your factions and, be concerned about what's happening, most importantly, right now. And my gratitude for watching. I'm so grateful for you all. And let's keep on our spiritual paths and stay grounded, stay grateful. And, let me know if your spiritual experience is doing well. Feel free to post a video if you want to as well. And I would love to see some of your guys'. I know some of the people subscribe to me. Some of you subscribers have like videos. You make your own videos, and I watch some of those. They're good. or leave a comment what your thoughts are. So, on that note, stay strong and keep on the straight and narrow.